Hey, it's your girl, LaTonia Monroe Naylor, your Chief Business Educator, here with another Tea and Talk Tuesday. Now, I did drink my tea before I started, so I apologize that I won't be showing you my cup right now, but it's all good because at the end of the day, you really came here to hear me give you some tea, right? So, the first thing that I want to remind you about today is that we will be talking about the 3 reasons why you will never get grant funding. The 3 reasons you will never get real grant funding. First, before we jump into that, I just want to remind everyone that I have my book, Mission Rich and Profit Powered. If you have not already purchased it, please go to Amazon or directly to my website, missionrichandprofitpowered.com, and you can get a signed copy. I promise it will get out to you very quickly. Quick turnaround time with a little note from me. So, that being the case, some of the things that we talk about in the book really is about how do you get funding and how is it that you're able to ensure not that you get funding, but that it's sustainable. So like I said in the beginning, there's 3 reasons that I'm going to share with you today as to why you will never get real grant funding. And it's probably not the things that people are talking about in technical grant writing classes. So the first thing that I want to bring to your attention is there's no mission alignment. Oftentimes people want to talk about what it is that they do, but if you ask them what is their mission statement, they can rarely ever tell you. If you ask them what is their elevator pitch, they can rarely ever tell you. They never really sat down and thought about what is it that they actually do. Yes, they may have created an entity, and of course you have to state what you actually are planning to do in order for you to be able to get your LLC or your nonprofit status, right? But the reality is, after people do that, they put it away somewhere in some filing cabinet, and they don't remember what it is that they said on that paper, and or they don't employ it. There's no mission alignment. So what happens is that because they're not prevalent to what it is that they do on a regular basis and why they exist, it's very difficult to communicate that to a funder. Not only is it difficult to communicate that to a funder, it's very difficult for you to be able to help the funder understand how what they're selling or what they're giving you, right? How does it align with what it is that you bring to the table? And so it's very important that you not only know what your mission is, but understand that you are going to need to find a funder that aligns with the mission that you do. It really jumps right into the second thing. The second thing is dipping in the wrong pond. A lot of times we will go with the people we know, we will go with the things we're familiar with, and instead of us doing our research or finding out where are the people that are funding the thing that we're doing, we are just everywhere asking everybody for everything. Now, one of the first things that you learn when you start a business is that in order for your business to grow, you have to know who your avatar is. You have to know who the person is that you are selling your product to or your service to. The same thing goes with funding. You have to know who that person is. Who is the person or entity that it would make sense for them to want to fund you? And are you in the space so that they can find you? Are you running around chasing after legislators and they're not the ones who care about what you're doing? And there's a local association that's more interested? Is there a group of corporations or businesses whose social responsibility is to do what it is that you do as a mission? You got to sit down and ask yourself, are you in the right spaces? We only have so much time in a day. And if we don't find ourselves linking up in the right networks, we're not going to access the real funding. And what I talk about in the book is really getting to a place of attractability. You get to a place of attractability when you understand what it is that you do, how to do it at a high level with excellence and empathy, but also being able to connect with those folks who are looking for you, who want to team up with you, who admire what you do, who believe in what you do and what you bring to the table. Last but not least, the third thing is no activatable passion. It's so often that people will talk about this passion that they have. They will talk about the why that they do things. But in my book, again, I talk about what is the strong why. The strong why is the thing that regardless of what's happening in your life, regardless of what situations arise, regardless of storms that hit you, you will undoubtedly say, I am here to stay and I'm here to figure it out because this is the thing that I believe I was born to do, what I was created for, the talents that I have, the reason why God gave them to me. it becomes that thing. So your activatable passion is not only something that you really, really care about, that you really feel connected to as to why it is that you do the work that you do, but it's also something that you can monetize. And again, that can be monetized through a product or a service. It can be through a for-profit or a nonprofit. But the key thing for you to think about is that you want to make sure that it is something that not only you feel, but activatable passion is something that is contagious. It's something that other people experience. Oftentimes when I sit down with a funder or I sit down with a prospective funder, or even when I'm at a networking event and I talk about the work that I do, I talk about the nonprofit work that I do, people are so captivated and they often tell me, you can feel your passion. Your passion exudes you. It creates this level of empathy that really flows into the work that you do and makes people want to enroll in your vision. And that's exactly what happens when you have activatable passion. So again, I want to go back to this mission alignment. Make sure that you are aligning your mission, that you know what your mission is, and that you are looking for funders who have the similar mission that aligns with what you do. And not only that, that you are looking for funders in spaces and networking and building your strong network in places that are relevant for you. Don't be in a place where it just doesn't make sense for you to be there, and you'll never know that if you don't sit down, strategize, do the planning, and really focus on what is it that need to be your next steps. The last thing is activatable passion. Make sure that whatever it is that you do, that people can feel it, that they can believe in it, that they can see it. Because at the end of the day, you'll always hear me say this. You can write the best, and I mean the best, most well-written grant application ever and still not get funding. If people can't feel and understand what that passion means and how that's going to translate into something that is going to be quantifiable and impact people, impact animals, impact or transform the world. Whatever it is that your mission is, there should be a level of outcomes and expectations, and people should be able to gravitate towards that because of the level of passion that you bring. So that is it for today. Bringing you that tea and talk, wanting to make sure that you are very aware of what 3 things could really mess you up as far as getting real funding. I always say to my students, I always say to my clients, it is not always the application itself that really limits your ability to get funding. Sometimes it's you, sometimes it's the way you present yourself, it's the way you present your information, it's the way that you speak about your population that you are targeting. I can't tell you the number of times that I've had funders say to me, wow, even though you're dealing with a vulnerable population, you speak so well and so highly of this vulnerable population in a way that it makes me excited to know that there's transformation that's going to take place. Because I really believe in what I do, and I believe that transformation is possible. But when people are doing it just for a paycheck or just for another grant, that is felt. It's reality. It's felt. And with the way that the philanthropic world is shifting, it really is something that we need to pay more attention to, that people are really starting to pay attention to these things. And so if you continue to do things the old way and think you're going to continue to get funding, you're going to have a rude awakening. One day you're going to get up and people are not going to be funding your projects anymore. And don't say that LaTonia didn't already tell you why. All right, so Mission Rich Academy is a way for you to learn how to employ these things and so many other things. These are just 3 reasons that I gave you, but there are many other reasons why you may never get funding. And in order to learn about that, you absolutely should sign up for Mission Rich Academy. We have some really great courses coming up around master grant writing, master grant strategy, how to build your business, how to market your business, how to brand things. Like, all of these are a part of what it is that you do. So over the next few weeks, we will be bringing in experts in the field so that they can talk to you about these things that are very important for you to be able to elevate and sustain your business. It's not just about getting that first grant, y'all. After you get that first level of funding, you have to continue to do the work to continue to increase what that looks like for your business, okay? So with that being said, don't forget to hit me up if you're not already. I don't know where you're watching this from. We are on Facebook, Instagram, also on LinkedIn. at Monroe Nailer, and on our website, monroenailer.com. We have some really cool podcast interviews that are also on my website so that you can check them out. Also check them out on my page. Shout out to all the folks that have been inviting me to do podcasts. I don't want to get caught up in naming one or two because I don't want to forget somebody, but I really appreciate you all giving me the platform to be able to share what I do and share the information that I have. And so with that, y'all have a blessed night. God bless you.